You guys aren't ready for the insane reveals that were given to us in this latest chapter of One Punch Man. I mean, I don't think I'm hyping it up too much when I'm saying this. I honestly think this chapter is the best chapter we've gotten this entire year. Things like finding out that Blast actually fully realizes how strong Saitama truly is. There is absolutely no doubt this time with what you're about to see in this chapter. And also we get official confirmation that Empty Void, the next major villain of this arc, is 100% undeniably stronger than Cosmic Fear Garo, meaning he's literally a god level threat and the strongest villain we've seen so far. And it all starts with a flashback to the very moment that Saitama nailed Cosmic Fear Garo in the face so hard that his power started to leak out of his Cosmic Fear shell. Pretty much the finishing blow of the entire fight. In this chapter we get a brand new perspective and angle for this entire scene, as we see that Blast was witnessing the entire thing as it was happening. And as he's thinking back to this moment, he was also explaining exactly what was happening to the power that was seeping out of Cosmic Fear Garo, because originally I thought it was just kind of seeping out into the air and disappearing, but there's actually a process to where cosmic power goes, apparently. I guess as the power was seeping out of Garo, it was all funneling into this singularity that Blast either created himself or was already present in the sky to absorb all of this power. This way the cosmic power is safely removed without damaging the earth itself. And Blast is just marveling at Saitama and how freaking strong he is. So this gives us confirmation that Blast is fully aware that Saitama is literally strong enough to like sneeze away the surface of Jupiter and stuff. Like he's pretty much seen the potential that we've seen. Before it wasn't very clear exactly to what point in that fight Blast was aware of, and for that reason we kind of thought that maybe he didn't think Saitama was as strong as he really is, but here there's absolutely no doubt. He now knows that this man is truly the strongest alive. But as Blast is marveling at Saitama and his strength, his attention gets taken back to the singularity absorbing all the power from Cosmic Fear Garo, and to his shock he sees a figure in the middle of that singularity absorbing all the power that was leaving him. And of course you guys can probably already guess who this is. It's none other than Empty Void himself. Blast recognizes him instantly and travels to the same dimensional space where Empty Void is currently absorbing all that power. And as we're seeing here, as Empty Void is absorbing all this power, he seems to be in this frail and weaker state, indicating that this was probably right around the exact moment when he actually awakened. So it seems like this revised version of the manga is reawakening Empty Void at an earlier time than before. Next absolutely blew my freaking mind, because he puts his fist out and charges up a massive energy blast. I guess this is probably an iteration of his dimensional cannon, and he shoots out this massive beam of energy. Like it straight up looks like a full power Kamehameha wave or something. I mean, look at this panel, guys. It looks absolutely beautiful. One of the best panels from this manga I've seen all year. And you got to be thinking to yourself, like, how is Empty Void going to avoid this massive dimensional blast? Well, Empty Void finishes sucking up all the cosmic power, and he returns to his beefed up full power form just in time for him to pull out his two blades and slice the massive blast into several pieces. This shocked me, and it also shocks Blast, as we get this absolutely stunning shot of Empty Void looking so goddamn clean and powerful. I mean, honestly, in the previous chapter I said I was pretty indifferent to the redesign to Empty Void, but now seeing it here, it looks so much freaking better. Like, he looks straight up demonic here. But then after this we see a brand new attack from Blast that I think might be a new move, or again another iteration of his dimension cannons, because he pushes both of his fists out and two dimensional circles appear in front of him, which seem to activate two other portals directly behind Empty Void. So essentially Blast is creating this sneak attack where he sends dimensional blasts through open portals. And again, this looks absolutely freaking insane. But honestly, what Empty Void does is even more insane to me in some ways, because he literally grabs like space itself, it seems like, and uses it to drape over himself and completely disappear. Now this is obviously confirming that Empty Void does have dimensional abilities on par with Blast. Like, he's able to teleport between dimensions. It seems like his way of travel is different from Blast, because he has to like literally pull space-time over himself or something, and Blast could just summon a portal. But like, as we're about to get explained in a second, Empty Void managed to suck up every single bit of cosmic power that seeped out of Cosmic Fear Garo, meaning that he added all of Cosmic Fear Garo's power onto himself, onto the power that he already had. So he is undeniably stronger than Cosmic Fear Garo was, because he has his power and then some. And we also have to consider that he's been one of God's disciples for a longer time than Garo was, meaning he's likely much more in tune with his cosmic powers and knows how to use them much better. So after getting this massive reveal, we finally cut back to the heroes in the present time, because we gotta remember in the previous chapter, Empty Void sent some massive welcoming slashes to the Hero Association, ones that could have utterly destroyed it had Blast not been there to teleport it away. And as soon as he teleports the Hero Association back, we see our main cast appear on the roof of the base. Well, Blast wraps up explaining this story, and everybody kind of has the same question that we probably do, and that's like, how is he going to beat Empty Void if he's this freaking powerful? And how the hell did he become this powerful simply from God? And what I believe Blast is saying here, I mean, I don't have the greatest translations right now. He's explaining that whatever power that God grants to you scales depending on your current abilities and your potential, which I mean makes sense. It's something that we already kind of figured out ourselves, considering how powerful we saw Garo was. But we get this panel as Blast is explaining this, probably showing us that no matter what power he has given in the past, it still probably pales in comparison to the power that he has himself, still kind of hyping up God to be this final villain of the series. Well, after this conversation kind of ends, Sitch runs off, remembering that he has to check up on Sekengar, Metal Bat, and Child Emperor, or he remembers something pertaining to them that's urgent. And at the same time, a Hero Association employee comes in with a letter that's meant for Flashy Flash. And if you guys read the previous version of this chapter, you know that it's a letter from Sonic inviting Flashy Flash to come meet him at some secret spot in order for them to have their final battle. So things go in a pretty similar way here, but the main change here that I really do appreciate is that Flashy Flash points out that this is obviously Sonic and that he's going to meet him up to fight him, but also the fact that Empty Void is also more than likely going to show up soon after. So knowing this, they plan on Blast actually kind of observing from a distance or being on hand in case that happens. So he gives Flashy Flash this like alarm button and tells him to press it if Empty Void ends up showing up. And what I like about this is that before it was pretty vague, it wasn't really exactly explained what Blast, Saitama, and Minako were doing prior to Flashy Flash meeting up Sonic. They kind of just effed off and did their own thing, but here it looks like there's some kind of concise plan. And again, the translations I have are a little rough, but another major change that seems to be coming that I also very much appreciate is that Flashy Flash points out to Saitama that since he made him his disciple, it's okay if he wants to tag along if he wants to. But Saitama's pretty much like, hey, if Blast is here, he'll probably have things covered. I'm gonna go eat some udon with Minako. So again, I could be reading this wrong, and I'm gonna make a more detailed video about this chapter once I have some solid translations and I can go into deeper theories and stuff. But for right now, it seems like Saitama's out of the picture, which is great considering that Saitama will not interrupt this fight, and we're gonna get to see a full-on battle between Blast and Empty Void and not have things end in a super anticlimactic way where Saitama off-screen one-shots Empty Void. We're gonna get some pretty insane action here. Well, the rest of this chapter essentially goes on as the previous one did, where Flashy Flash ends up meeting Sonic precisely at a place that means a lot to both of them from their childhood, a place that apparently him and Sonic had planned to build a ninja village of their own, one where they weren't forced to train to kill people. And we end the chapter with them facing off, meaning that next chapter we're going to be picking up right from their epic battle. Again, this chapter was absolutely insane with all the reveals. Saitama is certified goated in Blast size. Empty Void is literally the strongest villain we've seen so far. Like, it's canon now. And I mean the freaking amazing art this chapter, guys. Man, chef's kiss. Gotta give this one like a solid 9 out of 10. But let me know what you guys think about this chapter in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this revised arc so far. If you haven't had enough of One Punch Man today, then click on the video you see on your screen right now to enjoy some more One Punch Man content. That is it for this one though. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next video.